There were a lot of eyes on the Arizona Cardinals as the 2019 NFL Draft approached, mainly to see what they were going to do at pick number 1. And while that pick went as expected, it was the remaining 10 picks in the draft that should have everyone in the Cardinals organization and within the fan base extremely happy. What I liked most about the Cardinals draft was how they landed a bevy of premier players, prospects that were arguably the best at their respective position. Starting with the first overall pick, quarterback Kyler Murray, you can make a case that he was the best QB in the draft class because of his dual threat capability. Byron Murphy was widely regarded as one of the top corners, if not the top corner in the class. He graded out as our number 1 slot corner. Boston College's Zach Allen graded out as our number 2 5-tech or 4 inside defensive lineman in the class, and Deontay Thompson of Alabama was our number 1 free safety prospect. The Cardinals were able to snag him in the 5th round, so to be able to have the draft fall this way for you is almost fantasy, but it was the Cardinals' reality this past April. I absolutely love what they did offensively after taking Kyler Murray number 1. They went ahead and stockpiled some receiving targets around him and Andy Isabella out of UMass, Hakeem Butler of Iowa State, Fresno State's Keyshawn Johnson. This is how you're supposed to ensure the success of your franchise quarterback. The Cardinals have already some foundation pieces at receiver on the roster and went out and added 3 more guys to help strengthen that unit as a whole. And speaking of strengthening a unit, I thought they did a solid job along both sides of the line of scrimmage, with defensive lineman Michael Dogby out of Temple, who is a versatile defender that's capable of playing anywhere up front, and with 2 offensive linemen in center Lamont Galliard out of Georgia and Joshua Miles of Morgan State. All 3 guys were excellent down at the East-West Shrine game this past January. Keep an eye on running back Xavier Turner from Tarleton State. He's both a power runner and an excellent receiver. He was one of the standouts at the College Gridiron Showcase this past January. He also has the burst to pick up yards in chunks. Miles Brown of Wofford was one of the best defensive linemen in the FCS and also a standout at the College Gridiron Showcase. I like how consistent he was with his hands and his quickness off the ball. He's got a really good chance to stick out here in the desert. I gave the Cardinals an A+ for their draft. They legit knocked it out of the park from round 1 to round 7, and being able to get 4 players who are arguably the top at their respective position and others who are thought of pretty highly amongst the scouting world sets the table for first-year head coach Cliff Kingsbury to have instant success this season.